Born sometime before the Clone Wars, Lor San Tekka grew up respecting the Jedi Order, always having a high regard for the Jedi Knights. He witnessed the downfall of the Galactic Republic and the rise of the Empire. However, he never believed the lies spread about the Jedi, mostly claiming they were traitors. Though not Force-sensitive, Tekka witnessed its power firsthand, knowing how it could bring peace to or devastate the galaxy. However, he remained loyal to the Jedi cause, hoping they would one day return. As the Empire ruled the galaxy with an iron fist, he became a follower of the Church of the Force, an underground group of non-Force sensitives who believed in the Jedi ideals. Following the destruction of the second Death Star, and as the Empire fell into a state of ruin, Imperial officers destroyed any records that the New Republic could use to rebuild the galaxy. Alternatively, high-ranking members of the New Republic looked to those who had travelled the galaxy, picking up information and artifacts that would be useful for their cause. Tekka was an ideal man to turn to. Not only was he a seasoned traveller, he explored even the most remote areas of the galaxy. Over the course of his life, he learned a lot about the history of the Jedi Knights, everything the Empire tried to erase. Time and time again, Tekka helped out the New Republic, proving himself to be a reliable and key asset. Due to his work, Tekka became acquainted with Princess Leia Organa and her son, Ben Solo. He had high hopes for the youngster and was happy to see Luke Skywalker train a new generation of Jedi, who would maintain peace in the galaxy. Unfortunately, Ben betrayed his uncle and destroyed the new generation of Jedi. Feeling responsible for the massacre, Skywalker vanished without a trace. Late in his life, following decades of travelling and adventure, Tekka decided to retire on the planet Jakku. He joined a spiritual colony of villagers in the remote Kelvin Ravine. He may have retired, but he came into possession of a map leading to Luke, something the new faction, the Resistance, particularly Leia, wanted. However, the First Order also wanted the map, feeling the need to kill the last known Jedi. It was a race to find the spiritual old man. General Leia, as she came to be in the Resistance, sent her best pilot to Jakku, tasking him with receiving the information her old ally had. Tekka warmly welcomed the pilot Poe Dameron, making him feel very comfortable in his cosy hut. During the conversation, he placed a small leather sack in the hands of Poe. As he done so, Tekka expressed some slight frustration over how little he could serve the Resistance. He wanted to be able to do more, but at least he was helping in the search for Skywalker. Dameron clutched the small bag tightly and asked how he came into possession of something deemed unobtainable. Tekka just smiled. He didn't want to give any secrets away. Poe went on to tell the old man it was an honour to meet him. He had heard of his adventures when he was growing up, all of which were inspirational. Tekka responded to the compliment with a shrug, following by telling the pilot that the stories of before did not matter if the future was not secured. The First Order had to be stopped. The Jedi had to return to eliminate the dark side. Dameron prepared to leave. However, before the two could exchange their goodbyes, Poe's droid, BB-8, rushed into the hut, making all kinds of alerting beeps. They both raced out the hut. Though the pilot used quad knocks to detect incoming First Order transporters, Tekka identified the vehicles just from their sound. Dameron felt conflicted. He wanted to help the old man, but he also had to fulfill his objective. However, Tekka quickly helped Poe decide, ordering him to take the map back to Leia. He rushed away from the pilot, preparing to help defend Tuanul. As much as the villagers tried, they were no match for the First Order stormtroopers. As quickly as the fight broke out, it ended. There were many casualties, and the peaceful village became a burning mess. As Kylo Ren's shuttle arrived on Jakku, the stormtroopers gathered together the survivors. Lor San Tekka was singled out for questioning by the menacing, hooded figure. The village elder knew exactly who the approaching man was. He also knew there was no point in running. Tekka once knew the man behind the robes, the face behind the mask. But he was no longer Ben Solo. Kylo Ren was a different, evil being. Ren walked a fair distance to Tekka, ignoring everything that was happening around him as he stared into the old man's eyes all the way. When he stopped, he instantly began the conversation, as if he had planned for the moment a long time. Ren called him a soldier of fortune, saying he was captured at last. Tekka wasn't afraid to let Ren know what he thought of his fall to the dark side, and the man he used to be. But the words had no effect on Kylo, they just made him grow impatient. Ren jumped to the point, asking where the map to Luke Skywalker was. Feeling confident in Poe's ability to escape the First Order, the old man avoided the question. Instead, he told Kylo he didn't belong with the First Order. Unlike the faction, he did not arise from the dark side. Ren went from being impatient to angry. He felt his time was being wasted. Though Ren's anger was clearly visible, Tekka continued to talk about his betrayal, the good family he left behind. The cloaked figure had enough. He could not contain his rage any longer. Suddenly Ren was armed with his unconventional lightsaber. He executed Tekka, driving the blade downward through the man's body. An eventful and honourable life was cut short by someone Tekka had once liked. Not afraid of death, knowing he had accomplished all that he wanted to in his life, he went out like a hero, standing up to the First Order, not retreating. However, his memory lived on as the map leading to Luke Skywalker was followed by a young Force-sensitive named Rey. She travelled to Ahch-To, finding the exiled Jedi Master. Thanks to the efforts of Lor San Tekka, there was a chance peace would be restored to the galaxy. The galaxy had a new hope. My question to you, would you have liked to have seen more of Lor San Tekka in the film? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching the video, and for more Star Wars related content, keep it locked here to the Kyrgyzstan. The First Order believed that Lor San Tekka had possession of a map that led to Luke Skywalker, the last remaining Jedi.